Hello there, people of the internet. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Whew, why am I out of breath? Don't mind the fact that I'm in my work outfit. I'm literally about to head off to work right now. But I just wanted to film an intro while I still have my nice makeup on. So basically, today's video is going to be me showing you ways to like spice up your room a little bit. I wouldn't personally consider myself like an interior designer of any kind at all, but I have gotten a few compliments on my room and just the way I have it set up, and I figured I'd give you some little tips and tricks and maybe a few things you could add to your room just to spice it up, give it a little more life. I did start off with a pretty basic base for my room. I got all black furniture and then white sheets, and then I just went from there. Hopefully this video is a little informational for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do want to see kind of the little tips and tricks I have, just keep watching.
And I'm thinking about killing myself, and I love myself way more than I love you, so...
Okay, so genuinely my first tip would be to figure out a solid color. Now, what I mean by this is either get all white furniture, all black furniture, all wood furniture, but make sure it's the same shade of wood. And I just think that this really will help you keep a cohesive room. It helps so then when you add that little spice or that little pop of color, it gives you a nice little base to start off with, so you don't end up going crazy overboard. Although that can look pretty cool too, but my personal opinion, I like to keep it simple with the black and white. By keeping it simple, you're able to add a lot more details into your room, and you can get more creative with those pieces. Like, I do have oranges and pinks and even like yellows in my room, and it all still goes together because I kept it simple with the furniture. My tip number 2. Okay, so this one might seem pretty basic to some people, but it's actually surprisingly not known to everyone. I like to keep my closet organized by color. So some people prefer to do this by like seasonal wear or like sweaters and tank tops and t-shirts. I personally think it makes your closet look a million times better when you just do it by color. So start with one color, go to the next, to the next, to the next. It doesn't necessarily have to be lighter to darker or anything. Just as long as you're keeping all the colors together, I find it just makes your closet look a lot more organized. I think my mom organizes her closet by like short sleeves to long sleeves kind of thing. And I just think this looks a little bit more messy than a color coordinated one. I don't know, maybe I'm just really into color coordination. To be honest, I have a lot of patterns in my closet. That's why it doesn't look as nicely arrayed as it could. But I have done this in multiple of my ex's bedrooms, and their closets end up looking a million times cleaner. So yeah, it works, okay? I promise you it'll make your closet look cleaner. I promise you that. Don't mind how messy my closet looks, but for yours it'll work. The next thing I would suggest is this beautiful piece of wall art that I'm so excited to share with you guys. If you are like me and you really love traveling, as you could probably tell from my many travel vlogs, this might be the thing for you. So I have teamed up with Mapiful to bring you guys a little bit of inspiration for your room. So it's up here behind me. So here's me unboxing it. It came nicely packaged, nothing was damaged, which we love to see in a product. Honestly, it was kind of difficult to hang up. I needed some help, but that's because of how huge this poster is. They also offer it in smaller sizes, of course, if you want something smaller, but I wanted to make a statement because this is something that's really important to me.
Can you just put this piece on for me?
What? So this piece, as you can tell, can fit with any room. If you look on their site, they also have multiple colors that you can choose from. You really have endless possibilities with this, and they look super, super stunning and professional in any room. Honestly, just adding this above my bed makes my room look 1,000 times more put together. That's not even a lie. So for my product, I decided to pick Hamburg, Germany, which if you guys know me, you'll know that the first place I ever traveled that was outside of North America was to Hamburg. And before then, I never really had any interest in traveling anywhere, so that's why I also got the little quote of where it all started at the bottom there, just because I feel like that's really personal to me. And this piece, obviously, I can put in pretty much any room that I want. So even when I move out, I could put it in my living room or in my bedroom again. And I'm planning on keeping this with me literally forever. So dear future husband, this is gonna be hanging up in our house somewhere. Just saying. It's really personalized to me because it is where my passion for traveling started. It is a passion that I hope to pursue near in the future. However, you know, COVID's kind of been taking over that part of my life. But in the meantime, I can just look at this beautiful map that I have on my wall. It's really cool too, because if you guys are interested in like astrology and crystals and that type of stuff, they actually have astrology posters as well, which I think would go so perfectly in people's rooms. Like if you have like a tapestry and you have your crystals laid out, I think that this piece would fit so well in your room. Like it's literally for everyone and anyone. The one that I thought was super, super cool was the one of the star map, and you can basically make it
personalized to when you first met a person or when your kid was born or anything like that.
I haven't had anything really life-changing like that happen to me yet. But you know, maybe when I do meet the love of my life, I will get a star map printed out for us. So if you did want to add something very personal and meaningful to your room, I do have the link in my description box below. It'll just be the first link up there, and it'll take you right to the site where you can go and navigate through there. Alright, so this next little hack is something that I did by accident and then I just so happened to love, and it's add mirrors into your room. I currently have 6 mirrors in my room, and that might sound a little conceited, but it's actually for a purpose. Basically, the mirrors help open up the space in your room, and it makes your room look a million times bigger, which everyone wants a bigger room, right? So I would suggest adding some big mirrors, as long as like you're comfortable with having mirrors in your room. Obviously, if you don't really like mirrors, you don't have to do this little hack, but I find that it just makes your room seem more open and big and honestly more inviting. Next tip that goes along with this mirror thing is painting your mirrors. So I recently did this project, actually like last year, right when quarantine hit. I decided to paint a huge mirror, and I didn't really have an idea going in, but I was looking at Pinterest and clouds were pretty popular. So I decided to do like some statues and some clouds and then some little butterflies on it, and that was my big project that I did. It did take me a while, but I'm just gonna show you guys how to do the clouds because I think that's probably the easiest thing to do and one of the things that looks the best on that mirror, just with this little one right here. So I'll show you guys how to do that.
Alright, so we're going to start off with some white paint and just kind of a small medium-sized brush, and we're just going to go in with little dabs, like literally just little dabs, like you're making the little fluffy parts on a cloud. I don't know, maybe you'll be able to see it when I'm just doing it. And basically you're going to be doing this all around your mirror, leaving a spot in the center so you can see your face. Or if you don't want to leave a spot in the center, that's totally cool too. That's just how I'm doing it. So it's all around the edges, doing some at the top and the bottom. And you can see I'm doing the little dabbing technique. And it makes them look really fluffy and like clouds. Yeah.
Just however many clouds you want. It doesn't really matter as long as you can still see your face in the mirror.
Alright, so I am doing like a sunset type look, so I'm going in with yellows and oranges and reds. And I'm kind of focusing the yellow color at the top and the red color at the bottom, so that way it's sort of like a gradient going from lighter to darker, because that's just how sunsets are. Of course, it's kind of like not very noticeable when I'm doing it, but I just think that little bit of detail, it adds to the piece a bit. And basically you're just going to go over top, leaving the very tops of the clouds white because that's where the highlight spots are. It looks kind of crazy now, but we're going back in now, as you can see, with a peachy shade. So this is a mixture of the orange color and the white, just to go over it so it's not as colored, because these clouds are still clouds, so they're still going to be at least a little bit white. And this is just in between when I let it dry for, I'm going to say like 10 minutes or something. So it's still a little bit wet, but I'm kind of just blending the colors in together a little bit more. And then I'll let it sit overnight, and that's what it looks like. Next, I'm going back in with the white to add the highlights. So here I'm just dabbing it on at the tops of the clouds and some places in the middle of the clouds, the same way I've been doing this whole time. And this is just gonna kind of be the top parts of your clouds, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. Hopefully the visual, you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I made sure that it was completely dry before doing this, and this was the final result.
Alright, so another little life hack that I found along with the just covering up your books, because that might not be an option for everyone, or you might just not want to have something covering up all your books, was I saw this girl do this. I don't remember where I saw it. I think it was probably on TikTok. Probably. I see everything on TikTok. And basically what she did was she flipped it so the covers were facing the wall, and then the pages were up front. And basically you can line them up so then that way it's just the pages, so it's a nice array of like beige and warm tones and like whites, and then you don't have to worry about it looking really awkward and messy. It's definitely a way to help clean up your room and make it look that much more like extra just put that little edge on there, you know? Spice it up a little bit. My next suggestion would be to add something that has some originality to it. So I, for example, added a little coffee bar to my room just because I really like coffee and it just seemed like the right thing to do. Just an empty bottle with some stones in it. I got my diffuser on here as well, so it's multi-purpose. Of course, the coffee maker. There's some little sugars here, just kind of for decoration because I really love this shot glass. It's so cute. And then I got the bottom shelf, which just has the mugs on it, and this is actually just like a stool.
Basically, we just painted it black. It used to be wooden, and then I got this little sticker marble stuff from Amazon, and I just stuck that on the top, and look, it's a coffee bar.
I think it's important to add stuff into your room that kind of shows off like who you are as a person, and I am a coffee addict. Something that I do often is I will use just like a little bag, for example like a Pandora bag, or I have this Licenza bag, and I'll use it just to hold my stuff that's like very random and loose, just so it looks a little bit more organized when it's in my closet.
Alright, so this last tip number 8, is to go crazy. Now, I don't actually mean go crazy, but here's what I'm trying to say. Basically, I have a bunch of things that I've collected over the years, whether it's from like Walmart, Dollarama, the thrift store, and I've added it to my room, and I just think it looks like kind of eclectic, but also it just kind of brings the room together because it's things that are personal to you and things that you like. This is just a little plate that I got from the thrift store. There's so many cute little trinkets there. I would definitely recommend going to the thrift store. This one's from the thrift store, this is from the thrift store, and this one is from Dollarama. Shelf, I kind of have a little pink theme, and I have a couple paintings and once again one of those bags. And then here I just used a Sephora bag and I just stuck it on the bottom of the shelves just because I felt like it, and honestly I kind of love it. And more personal stuff, just little photos and memories that I have. I always stick those to my mirrors just so I'm reminded of it when I'm, you know, staring at myself as I do for hours on end. Yeah, that's it. That's the end.
Alrighty, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that so much. And if you do try out these little hacks, you can tag me if you're posting them anywhere. I'd love to see it. Especially if you try painting your mirrors. I love to see the creativity with those ones. I think they look super, super cool. If you want to see more of my face or more hacks and such, subscribe. I post different types of videos, sometimes makeup, sometimes fashion, sometimes room decor. It kind of gets crazy over here. If you have a suggestion for what you want to see me post, leave that down below in the comments. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I contemplated premeditated murder.
Like astrology and crystals, it's really too